Hare Krishna. So welcome to the day 3 of Jashmastami Meditations. We are reading from this book called Mathura Meets Vrindavan. So there's a beautiful understanding of the whole appearance of Lord Krishna from the perspective of Vrindavan. Like in the Srimad Bhagavatam, the appearance of Lord Krishna is understood from the Mathura perspective. That is what happened when Kamsa heard the Akashavani and he imprisoned Devaki and Vasudeva, and there are 6 children who were killed by Kamsa, etc., etc. This is what happened in Mathura. But today, we're going to see and hear something we've never heard before. This is what happened in Vrindavan at the same time. So, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, in the 10th canto, in the first 3 chapters, the appearance of Lord Krishna is very beautifully described. So, the appearance of Lord Krishna, it is very, very important to know and understand. The Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, Janma karma chame divyam evam no vetti tattvataha yaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti soarjuna. So it is not ordinary. Yes, the birth, Janma, the appearance of Krishna, who understands the tattva of it, can, tyaktva deham, once they leave this material body, they will never get a rebirth again. That is how powerful it is to simply understand the appearance of Lord Krishna. So, and simply hearing, the Srimad Bhagavatam explains, simply hearing about the narrations of the pastimes of Lord Krishna, all auspiciousness is blessed to the truthful listener. Shrunavatam swakatha Krishna, punya shravana kirtanaha, hridyantasto hi abhadrani vidhunoti sukrit satam. Yes. So Krishna personally cleanses the contaminations of in the heart, of a truthful devotee. Suhrit Satam, a truthful devotee. When a truthful devotee sincerely hears Krishna Katha, all these contaminations which we have accumulated since so many births and which we are trying hard to get over, and which are the root cause of all complexities of this material life. Complexities of the mind and complexities of the situations we get into, the karmic complications. So all these are rooted in the contaminations of the heart. And simply by truthfully, attentively hearing Krishna Katha, one can be cleansed of all these contaminations. Yes. And this is the very purpose why Lord Krishna descends to this material world. Actually, what is this material world? It is said this material world is an antithesis of the spiritual world. What is antithesis? Spiritual world is full of Sat, Chit and Ananda. It is eternal, it is full of knowledge and full of bliss. And what is this material world? It is just the opposite. It is Asat. It's not true. It's temporary. Achit, it is Jada. It is not conscious. Yes, you see, the material elements that are present in this material world, they're not conscious. And Nirananda. And in the Gita, Lord Krishna also says this is Dukkhalayam and Ashashvatam, this material world. So that is why it is the antithesis of the spiritual world. And this spiritual world is actually where we belong, our original home. And that is our original nature. Yeah, we are eternal, we are full of knowledge, and we are full of bliss, the soul. So this material world is antithesis, that it's a foreign place. So for a living entity to come here itself is a fall down. Then why will Lord Krishna himself, why will he have to descend to this material world? Why will he have to come to this material world? Yeah. So it is purely out of his love and affection for the living entities. Yeah. In the 15th chapter, Krishna says, Mamaivamsha Jiva Loke. Yeah. So this living entities are my amshas. Mamaiva Amsha. So then, because he is the well-wishing friend of every living entity, Suhridam Sarva Bhutana. Yeah, because he's simply a genuine, a true, a loving well-wisher of every living entity. That's the reason why he descends to this material world, which is an antithesis of the spiritual world. It is not at all a happy place to live in for the Jivatma. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur says, this material world is not a place for the gentleman. If you're a true gentleman, you'll understand this is not the place for you to stay. Yeah, so complex. And, so nothing, nowhere close to the original happiness that the soul actually deserves. So to out of compassion and out of love, out of affection, out of being a true well-wisher to each of these living entities, Lord Krishna comes to this material world to perform his sweet pastimes, and also gives opportunities to some of the perfected souls to become a part of these pastimes, to take part in the pastimes, and also, to give content. Yes, Krishna performs pastimes, so that is what is recorded in the Shastras. Srila Vyasadeva compiled the Vedic literature. So what did he write in Srimad Bhagavatam? It's exclusively the exchange of rasa and the pastimes that are performed by Krishna and his devotees. So he gives content to the sadhus to discuss about. So that they write, they discuss, and in the process of simply writing down this pastimes and then preaching them and discussing them, and both the preacher and the listener become so benefited. And by this simple process, one can purify oneself of one's contaminations and achieve the ultimate goal of going back to Godhead. So this is why Krishna descends. So in the book Gopala Champu, written by Srila Jiva Goswami, Lord Krishna's appearance has been very beautifully described. It is said that in the court, like Nanda Maharaja is like the king, Maharaj, Nanda Maharaj, the king of the cowherds there in Braj. So in his court, there were two singers, poets and singers. Very, very, very sweet voiced. That is why one poet's name is Snigdha Kanta. Another singer's name is Madhu Kanta. Snigdha Kanta and Madhu Kanta. So one day they were in the court of Nanda Maharaj. They were discussing, they were singing in beautiful poetry and songs how Krishna has appeared in Brajbhumi. So in Vrindavan, Nanda Maharaj, so they started this, through those poems, through those songs, they actually started narrating the story of Krishna's appearance. So long ago, Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Mai, for a long time, they did not have children. For a long, long time. So, Nanda Maharaj was, he had everything, but this was the only thing that was giving him unhappiness. And Yashoda Maya was used to be so sad that she used to just bend down her head and shed tears in the pain of not having a child. And all the Brajvasis, seeing that the sadness of Nanda Baba and Yashoda Mai, they all together started performing penances, austerities, and praying that Nanda Baba and Yashoda Maya be blessed with a child soon. Yes, so this is the heart of a Brajvasi. Yes. So I'll just, today in this world, and especially in the atmosphere of a city, if somebody is feeling, let's say if there is a marriage, yeah, or somebody's housewarming ceremony or something. Hare Krishna. Am I audible to all? Hare Krishna. Is my voice audible?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. So when the recording is on. Is it clear?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. So Nanda Maharaj was feeling pain, and I said all the Brajvasis came together and they started performing tapasya so that Nanda Baba and Yashoda Mai may have children. So, this kind of culture is still there in some villages. You see, there's a difference between a village culture and a city culture. In a village, if there is in anybody's house, if there is a celebration like a marriage or housewarming ceremony, relatives and sometimes the people in the village, they come and they even stay in their house and they make all the arrangements. They cook. Yeah, they feel uh, it's a celebration in their own home, and that's how they actually blissfully participate in the whole celebration by being a part of it. Yeah, it is so different from, like, recently I was just talking to somebody, and when Mataji, she was sharing, in our village, if there is somebody's marriage or something, 2-3 days before, on the best cooks of the village, they go to their home and they start making all nice laddus and all the mithais, and just like that, not expecting anything. It's just out of a natural affection. They do it. I can't think of something like this in the city. If it's somebody's wedding or something, first of all, we wait for an invitation. Without the invitation, though, forget it. Nobody goes. Yeah. And even after getting the invitation, what we do is we dress up in the best of our attire, basically to show off, and then go to the place. And our concern is how much attention are we getting in that particular marriage procession or whatever. And the max, like, we just take a gift and we honor, and even from the other side, they honor by just giving a lunch buffet or a dinner buffet prepared by somebody. Yeah, when I heard this, such marked difference between the city culture and the village culture. So when I was reading this, I could connect. So the Brajvasis, seeing that their king Nanda Baba not being upset, they started performing vratas, taking vows and performing austerities so that they get a child. So in this way, some many days passed by, and Nanda Baba once came and he tried to console Yashoda Maya, saying that please don't worry. This is by the will of providence that is happening. We should try to make peace with our karmas. At that time, Yashoda Maya tells Nanda Baba, why don't we perform the Mahadvadashi Vrata for 1 year? Then Nanda Baba said, definitely. So let us begin doing that. So this is like, the solution of the Vedic culture. If there is some problem for which they're not finding apparent solution, they generally turn to some prescribed vows, vratas, and austerities. So the Yashoda Mai suggested, why not perform the Dvadashi Vrata? Nanda Baba said yes. And from then on, actually Yashoda Mai and Nanda Baba, for one whole year, with lot of careful attention, they have observed this Dvadashi Vrata. And at the end of 1 year, they have gone to the banks of Yamuna, taken a holy bath in Yamuna, and gave a lot of charity to the Brahmanas. So this is how one actually concludes one's vrata. Sometimes on Ekadashi, we observe fastings, or we generally take up some vows. And how we conclude it? The conclusion is always by giving away in charity to the Brahmanas, or at least giving a feast to the Brahmanas. So this is how Yashoda Maya and Nanda Baba have observed this beautiful Dvadashi Vrata. And after that, what happened? So when the Vrata was completed, that very night, in the dream of Nanda Baba, a child appeared. A child who was like a blue gem. So as soon as he saw, his sleep broke and he woke up. He was very thrilled, and he shared this with all the Brajvasis. So all the Brajvasis became so happy. All were like, oh, Nanda Baba ki jai, Yashoda Maiya ki jai. Aapka vrat safal ho gaya. They were all so happy. So this is the culture of Vrindavan, sharing the happiness and distress. Yeah. When they were unhappy, they tried to do something from their side. And when they were happy, they shared the happiness. They also became happy. So in this way that in this way that Snigdha Kanta and Madhukanta, continued their narration of what has happened in Vrindavan before the descent of Lord Krishna. So, sorry. So at this time, what happened is, so after this Vrata after the dream was over, a brahmacharini has come to the house of Nanda Baba. In those days, they were brahmacharinis. So Nanda Baba has very respectfully invited this brahmacharini to the home and offered all guest reception, and whatever is worthy of honoring and offering to the guests, did so. And at that time, Yashoda Maya came, and she offered her respects and obeisances. And seeing her distress, Yashoda Maya consoled. The brahmacharini consoled Yashoda Maya and said that, do not worry, O Yashoda. Soon in your house there will be a beautiful son who will be playing around. So she's the first one to give this prophecy. So Yashoda Maya becomes very happy to hear this news. So as prophesied by the brahmacharini, very soon Yashoda Maya was pregnant. And this news spread all over Vrindavan. Everybody began celebrating the news of the pregnancy of Yashoda Maya. So very quickly, now, and so in the next, it is said that in 8 months, actually, the Yashoda Maya was, ready to deliver the baby. They already gave the date, that, it's not based on scanning and things like this. But even in Ayurveda, actually, there is a beautiful science by which just by testing your pulse, and even just by the way the lady walks, some Ayurvedic practitioners, they can tell when they're going to deliver the baby. And even they can tell if they're going to deliver a male child or a female child, just by seeing the mother, the way they walk, the way they sit, they can tell. So in this way, It was the Ashtami Tithi of the Bhadra month, which we are soon entering into. And so that was the time that they were expecting the baby to be born. So the whole maternity home, they have decorated with beautiful flower garlands. So we cannot imagine a maternity home actually celebrated as decorated with flower garlands. But this was, how in Vrindavan, Yashoda Maiya's maternity room was decorated beautifully with all fragrant substances and with beautiful flower garlands. And everybody was earnestly and eagerly waiting the appearance of Krishna. So as they were waiting, the Tithi finally has come, the Ashtami Tithi of the Bhadra month, and everybody was eagerly waiting. And they were waiting and waiting and waiting. And that night, by the power of Yoga Maya, everybody fell asleep. The entire Vrindavan, all Brajvasis fell asleep. And not just all the Vrindavan and all the Brajvasis, even Yashoda Maya, who was supposed to have labor pains for delivering the baby, she also fell asleep. And when Krishna appeared, everybody in Vrindavan was asleep. And of course, Yashoda Maya had no pain during the delivery. So this was because Lord Krishna is such a glorious son. He is a Putra Ratna. He gave no pain to his mother when he had to appear. So this was what happened in Vrindavan. Now, let's go back to Mathura. In Mathura, at the same time that Yashoda Maya gave birth to Krishna, and she was asleep. She was in deep sleep. At the very same time, Krishna appeared in his four-handed form in the jail of Kamsa. Yes, and soon after that, so this is given in the, this whole description is given in the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, as I said, in the first 3 chapters. Lord Krishna appearing with the 4 hands and beautiful, sharp-shaped earrings, and with an effulgence emanating from his body that is lit up the entire darkness of the prison house. So this was how Krishna appeared in Mathura. And as soon as he appeared, Vasudev, his father, has become so happy, so blissful, that he mentally took a bath. And because, and he started giving away so many cows in charity, in the happiness of being the father of such a glorious son. Yeah. And as soon as Krishna was born with a 4-handed form, he soon came to his 2-handed form, and he told Vasudev, "Take me to Gokula." So executing the instructions of the little baby Krishna, Vasudev took the baby in his hands, and miraculously all the iron chains that were shackling his feet, they broke open. The prisoners, the prison guards also fell asleep, and the prison house doors opened up. He just walked outside the prison house and then walked towards Yamuna Devi. And at that time, it was raining heavily, and Yamuna was, overflowing. And he didn't know how to make his way, but he just walked and walked. So at that time, a she-jackal, who was told by acharyas to be the Mahamaya herself, has shown him the path as to how to go, how to cross the Yamuna River. In that way, Vasudev, carrying baby Krishna in his hands, just walked through Yamuna and finally reached Vrindavan. So at that time, when Vasudev came out of the prison house of Kamsa, at that time, At the same time, in Vrindavan, Yashoda Maya gave birth to a baby girl also. So Yashoda Maya gave birth to two, Krishna and a baby boy and a baby girl also. So then, Vasudev took baby Krishna and he crossed over Yamuna River and he reached Nanda Gokulam. So when he reached Nanda Gokulam and walked to Yashodamai, there he saw a beautiful baby girl. So, he put baby Krishna down and he took the baby girl. So this, Snigdha Kanta was narrating. At that time, Madhukanta, who was listening all this very keenly, he asked one question. But Yashodamai gave birth to a baby boy also. So how come Nanda Baba took a baby girl only? What happened? Why he didn't look upon the baby boy? So at that time, Snigdha Kanta said, by the power of Yogamaya, actually, she covered the vision of Vasudeva, by which he could see only the baby girl, Yogamaya, and not the baby boy. And then what happened? When he brought Krishna, he is Vasudeva Krishna. So the Krishna who was born to Yashodamai is actually Swayam Bhagavan Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality, the origin of everything. He is Swayam Bhagavan Krishna. And who is born in Mathura to Devaki is Vasudeva Krishna. He is actually a plenary portion. Yeah. So if you read Srimad Bhagavatam in the first canto, there's beautiful description of how Krishna has a lot of plenary expansions. Ete chamsha kalah pumsha Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Indrari Vyakulam Lokam Ridayanti Yuge Yuge. Ete cha amsha kalah pumsa. So there are a lot of amshas and kalas, that are plenary expansions of Lord Krishna. So who is born in Nanda Gokulam is Swayam Bhagavan Sri Krishna. And who is born in the Mathura is Vasudeva Krishna. So when Vasudeva Krishna. So when Vasudeva brings is Vasudeva Krishna and places him beside Yashoda Maya, he just joins back the original Krishna and becomes one with him. Just like rivers flow into the sea and merge with them. Similarly, the plenary expansions merge back into the original Krishna. So this is a very, very confidential matter pertaining to the appearance and birth of Lord Sri Krishna. And then also the baby girl whom Vasudeva has taken, she is actually Yogamaya. But when he was taking her outside Vrindavan, she transformed into Mahamaya. And the Yogamaya, in essence, she stayed back in Brajagokul only. And whom Vasudeva took to the prison house of Nanda Baba is Mahamaya. So this is, the mystery of the birth of and appearance of Lord Shri Krishna from the Braja perspective. So when so Krishna is in this way born simultaneously in two places. Yeah, this is the confidential understanding of Lord Krishna's appearance. So then next morning, Yashoda Maya woke up and her joy knew no bounds. Yeah. She was in unlimited joy seeing the baby boy beside her. And all the Brajavasis woke up and they also saw the boy. And they all went to Nanda Maharaj and said, "Oh, Nanda Maharaj, all good fortune unto you. You are blessed with a beautiful baby boy. And he is so beautiful. He looks as if, millions of moons have, simultaneously risen in the sky." And Baba became so ecstatic. Then he took a bath, purificatory bath. So this is how it is. Like they first take a purificatory bath and then they go to the maternity home and And he saw his son, the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful moonlight face of Krishna Chandra. His heart danced in super ecstasy. Immediately he gave so many cows, charity to the Brahmanas. And he started observing a great celebration. So, and not just in the Braj, all the high upper planetary systems and the lower planetary systems, everybody started celebrating. All the demigods started singing. The wives of demigods, they started showering flowers. Even the, the people of the Pathala Loka, the Naga Loka, everybody started dancing in jubilance. Demigods like Indra, demigods like Varuna, and Lord Shiva himself, and Lord Brahma himself, everybody started dancing in joy. Even Nanda Baba started dancing in joy. All the Brajvasis were dancing in joy. All the Nagas, the serpents were dancing in joy. And all the, Kinnaras, Yakshas, all of them also started dancing in joy, celebrating the appearance of Lord Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna Bhagavan ki jai. So we'll end the session today here. We will continue tomorrow. Any questions? Okay, I will stop the recording.